Without the mansion, without the money, what's left of the Batman? An absolute friggin' warrior. Today I'm going to be talking about Absolute Batman issues 1 and 2. I'm Shayde from the New Wave Nerds. Like and subscribe down below for more nerd content and commentary, and let's roll the intro. Today I'm going to be talking about Absolute Batman issues 1 and 2. This is a series that I love right now. It's very fun. It's different. It's new. There's so many changes to the current character and just the city of Gotham that shocks you. You know, there's so many weird things, and that goes for Absolute Superman, Absolute Wonder Woman, which I know Brennan is loving Absolute Superman. But Brennan's going to do an episode on Thursday about Absolute Superman. So everybody be on the lookout for that. One big reason to subscribe. But Absolute Batman was written by Scott Snyder, and the art is by Nick Dragotta. Nick Dragotta. Scott Snyder, of course, did. He wrote The Court of Owls. He was involved in the New 52. So pretty important guy in the DC universe. That's why I really like this, because it's Scott Snyder. It's good, you know. It was just really fun, and I'm very excited to talk about it today. But first, I would like to attack the origins of the Batman in this. It is a completely different storyline. In this, Batman as a kid, he was at a Gotham Zoo on a field trip with his father, and in this, Thomas is a teacher for Batman's school. And on the field trip, some goon, it's like Joe Chill, of course, just, you know, the average killer for these origins. Joe Chill, I guess, just starts shooting up a zoo. That's at least what it seems like. And Joe Chill eventually gets closer to Thomas Wayne. Thomas Wayne throws all the kids into the bat enclosure, and of course Thomas Wayne gets murked by Joe Chill, and the Batman first has his, I guess, encounter with losing his fear of bats. But after that, actually, really quick, it's really cool how they attack Bruce's origin story in this. They do it through like short little flashes in the comic. Basically, every time something kind of intense starts happening with Bruce, it just starts flashing images of Bruce's past. And as we start the comic, we go into a gym where we see this guy who looks like Bruce Wayne. Yeah, it fools me. It fooled me. I'm pretty sure it fooled Brennan. But he's a little skinnier, still pretty ripped, black hair. So, you know, it'd be one to confuse people. Now, this guy's just going at a bag. He's going heavy at it. And, he's got skills. And then this big old Shaq hand comes in. And he's like, hey, mind if I have a turn at the bag? I don't know why I sound that way. Bruce sounds like that right now. But he should, because Bruce is like 6'7". He weighs like 300 pounds in this. It's crazy. And a lot of people are saying like, well, how wouldn't you know Bruce Wayne is Batman? There's not very many 6'7", 300-pound people in Gotham. Well, let me tell you, in this universe, everybody's ripped. Everybody is just muscled up. They look like they're on trend. It's crazy. So it won't really fool that many people. I don't think, at least. But we have Bruce. He is going at the bag. You know, that's where we get our first introduction to our first look at the friend group a little bit. And the friend group does consist of Penguin, and it consists of Riddler. And then we also have Two-Face. We have Selina Kyle, and then we have the gym owner. I guess I don't really know his name. Croc. I don't know too much about him. Oh, okay. Call me a little bit of a silly guy. I didn't know who this was at all, but now I put two and two together, and it's Killer Croc. So and as I can see here, he's literally holding a crocodile, so little silly on my part, but we have Killer Croc, and that's the first like weird like flip around in this comic. Is Bruce Wayne was childhood friends with all of his most famous enemies, and they're still best friends. They play poker, they talk about life. And I mean, Bruce even, well, of course, Bruce boxes at Killer Croc's gym, and he isn't called Killer Croc, he's just Croc, but he boxes at his gym. So they're not an enemy right now at all, and I'm excited to see like the big turnaround of if they snap and if they all go against each other, because that's going to be intense. But I'm very excited for the relationship, to see how it kind of like crumbles apart. It's gonna like stab Bruce, because that's gonna be I feel like that'll be his really big turning point, because right now he's still fresh off the start of being Batman. He's still learning a lot right now. He's crazy still, but there's still a lot of growing points. So I feel like this could be his big impactful superhero moment, because his mom's still alive. I did forget to mention that his mom is still alive, so he didn't lose both of his parents, in an alleyway. He just lost his dad. Still very impactful, because he got shot in front of a doorway where Bruce was. But, he still has his mom. He always grew up in poverty, so he's been through some pretty harsh crap his whole life. As for the other Bruce Wayne in the other universes, Bruce mainly just went through, his parents dying, which is still traumatic, very traumatic. But, this Bruce Wayne was in and out of juvie, as they said. He went to college, but he just didn't care about football, because he faked an injury or something to get out of it, so you could tell he's definitely just been through a lot. And I feel like losing this safety net, these friends, is just gonna destroy him, because we all know at the end of the day, if he loses them, he's gonna end up fighting them all, which would be an interesting fight. But as we move on, I would like to attack just really quick one of my favorite things about this, and that's the costume design. I don't even know where to go from there. When me and Brennan first saw the announcement for this comic, we were a little iffy about it. It was just a gigantic rectangle on his chest with a couple triangles. He had like actual bat hooks on the wings, like bats do. Like the ears, like they came off, and the back has spikes on it that could pop out. It was interesting at the time, but after reading the comic, it makes so much sense, because he uses everything that we made fun of. Everything me and Brennan made fun of, he uses in the comic, and it was really cool. The bat symbol on his chest is an axe, which is awesome, but it doesn't sound like Batman. And this also doesn't sound like Batman, because he just chops a guy's hand off with it, just slices that thing off, and not a care in the world. It was so cool. And it's really cool how it actually works. He has this metal rod in his pocket, or maybe his utility. He probably is a utility belt, because he's not a bum. He just doesn't keep crap in his pocket. And he takes it out and he just hooks it on and he pulls it off, and he has a battle axe, which doesn't sound like something Batman would do, but not in this universe. Batman's down to do whatever. And then we also, not only that, but the spikes he ended up just using, as Alfred was talking about, just how he can adapt to his surroundings very well and get out of situations by just using everything. And he ends up just stabbing the tank, or they're in like an aquarium, and he's in an aquarium, he's fighting these goons, and he gets in a sticky situation. So what he does is he just leans up against the tank and he punctures it with his spikes, and it just shatters the whole thing and gets him out of the situation. And he ends up going on the roof and just dropping highly concentrated vinegar in the salt water, which created like I can't remember what it's exactly called, but he created acid, and all the goons were in the acid, and they run out of the building like, my feet, my toes are gone, you know. And it was really cool. But the coolest part about it is Batman developed his fighting style himself. He did everything himself in this. And you got to remember, there's no League of Shadows in this. You know, for at least what I guess I know, he hasn't been with the League of Shadows, and also for what we know, he hasn't met Ra's al Ghul. You know, and I mean, there's just like a lot of questions that are kind of unanswered currently, but we still have like 2 more issues to go, or 3. 3 more issues to go. But he also develops his own technology, and he's poor. He's really poor in this. He kind of sleeps wherever. He lives in the construction site that he's working on, which is very smart. And as Alfred actually mentions, he talks about how he worked at like a wiring area, and like he worked in the wiring business, and then he worked in the city hall or something like that, and then he worked in like the sewage, and he worked in all of these different places to learn the ins and outs of Gotham. That's cool. He took it. I mean, that's why I like this Bruce Wayne so much from the original Bruce Wayne. The original Bruce Wayne, it took both his parents dying. It took him to go to the League of Shadows with a lot of money still. He still had to pay for the flight. You know, let's think about that here. Now, I understand he went there with no money, but he paid for the flight. And then we got to think, this guy has nothing. He grew up on the streets of Gotham, the people that the other Batman like fights to protect. This guy is one of them. He grew up on the streets of Gotham. He grew up probably getting in trouble a lot, doing some crime as a kid, because again, like I mentioned, he was in and out of juvie, you know. So he already knows the ins and outs of criminals, unlike the other Batman. He's seen them. He grew up with them. You know, that's what I like about this Batman so much. And that's just what I like about this Bruce Wayne. And this Bruce Wayne also, he shares like such a like a strong bond with his friends. Like, and every scene that he shares with that friend group, I love it. It's great. You know, it's sweet, it's humble, and yeah. So I'm very nervous to see when that just falls apart. But besides the suit, I would like to also attack Alfred. I've been talking about Alfred, but I didn't even talk about his role in this, which it's pretty cool. Alfred in this, of course, is still part of the British military, British Secret Service. He's an agent for the Brits, and basically he's on a mission in Gotham to take down the party animals, which is the goons I've been talking about, and the party animals is the Black Mask's goons, which is really cool. And so Alfred's here on a mission, and he has no idea who Bruce Wayne is. He has no idea who the Batman is. He's never met Bruce Wayne. but Bruce keeps getting in his way as he's scouting out the party animals. Well, Bruce's first encounter with Alfred, Alfred is walking down a stairway after Bruce just takes down all the party animals. This is around the time, or this is the fight where he chops off some guy's hand. But Alfred is walking through the smoke, and he's walking down to the Batman standing there. And the Batman's standing there, like, investigating one of the Black Mask, like, helmet skulls. And Alfred, like, points a shotgun at his head, and Batman just kicks him in the chest. Alfred flies back, Batman grabs the gun, and he leaves, you know? That was the first encounter. The second encounter. So, do you remember the shotgun? And I also first want to mention that Alfred's a little bit of a creep. He stalks Batman throughout the comic. I'm just kidding. He scouts out Batman throughout the comic because he's interested in the Batman. Because the Batman not only is kind of helping him get closer in this case on the party animals, but like Batman is such a fine specimen to Alfred that he has to study him, and he has to follow him to his caves, and he has to like study his caves. And Alfred like figures out, he maps out every spot and location that Bruce hides out in and has all of his tech at. And as he does that, as he maps it out, it makes the bat symbol throughout the city, which is really cool. But Alfred, he's scouting out the Batman. He's very interested in the Batman right now. He doesn't want to hurt the Batman. He doesn't want to kill the Batman. And not only that, he doesn't want to kill the Batman because Batman is a kid in this. And even Alfred mentions that as he's stalking Bruce when he's going to see his mom. He's like, I can't because he's just a kid, you know? So Alfred just decides to kind of keep, you know, like watching over him, sometimes being his guardian angel. And that comes more into the second issue. But in this issue, the next time that Alfred and Batman meet is Alfred finds one of his spots, one of Batman's hideouts in the skyscraper. And Alfred gets up there, and then he sees Batman, and Batman comes out of the shadows, and Batman's holding the shotgun that Alfred pointed at his head the first time they met. And Batman walks up to Alfred, and Alfred gets shot in the face, just shot in the face with the shotgun. And we're talking direct hit. Like, Batman, he's a pretty good shot. I know it was point blank, but I also would like to attack that. How did he shoot the shotgun point blank? And well, a little bit of surprise, Alfred's not dead. Because, you know what it shot out? Batarangs, which is cool. So Alfred gets up. He has like a circle of batarangs in his face. And he's like, he's like, he made my gun non-lethal, that son of a gun, or something like that. You know, he's mad that he turned his gun non-lethal. And then Batman just steals his bike and he rides off into the night sky off of I can't remember how tall of a skyscraper this is, but he just flies off of it without a care in the world, just into the night sky. I don't know where he landed. I don't know where he went. He just went off of that roof on a motorcycle. And I ain't gonna question it because that's scary. But that's kind of like the main run of the first issue. And that also kind of gives us an idea of what this Batman is like and what this Bruce Wayne is like and what all of his enemies are like. And currently we still have a couple enemies that we still have to meet, you know, like Clayface, Mad Hatter, you know. We have to meet, not even villains, but I also like, I mean, we still have to see a Robin, you know, and I understand Bruce is still a little young in this, but I'm very excited to see a Robin. And then, you know, not only that, but this comes from this comes from an original story Absolute Power. Is it Absolute Power? No. It's the All In Special number 1. Sorry, and it comes from the All In Special number 1, which we will eventually talk about because that's a really cool story so far. I've read a couple pages already, but this storyline's cool. But this actually comes from that, and that is mainly mainly is Darkseid's story on how he created the universes. I won't go too deep into that, but I'm also really excited to see a Justice League, an absolute Justice League. I mean, for how crazy and scary this Batman is, and how cool and scary the Absolute Superman is, and how cool and scary the Absolute Wonder Woman is, I'm excited to see them all come together. And we still have yet to just see those. We have to see, we have Martian Man, like a Absolute Martian Manhunter has been announced, so we're going to be getting that soon. And then we'll be getting, I'm pretty sure they also announced a Absolute Green Lantern and an Absolute Flash, which is going to be really cool. And I'm excited to see what they do for Flash, especially Flash. That one's going to be cool. And I actually think that one is about Wally West. So we're taking Barry Allen out. we're starting out with the Wally, which is okay. I like Wally West. Wally West was really cool. He was really cool in the show, and he's really fast. Like, you think the Flash is fast, you should see friggin' Wally. It's scary. But I mean, there's a lot of things that this absolute universe can roll with. We also have to see what the Joker is in this. I forgot to mention that at the end of the first issue, they actually do take a little sneak peek at the Joker, and they call him the Joker because he doesn't laugh and he doesn't tell jokes. And it's only a short little snippet. It's them landing, like they're on, these two guys are on a helicopter and they're landing on this really big yacht, and this guy who's really creepy and hunched over, he's like shaking a hand, and he gets on, and then he looks at the panel with his creepy eye and a little kind of smirk. I can't tell sometimes. And then he just walks in and it says, "To be continued." So that's all we got for the Joker right now. And I guess they also, during one of the card games in the comic with Bruce and, just that whole group, this might be issue 2. This might be issue 2. I guess I don't know, but I'm still gonna say it. As they're playing cards, I'm pretty sure Bruce throws in, or he throws in his cards, and he's like, I got an ace, or I got a full house or something like that, and I got like 2 if we're including jokers, and I don't know, I'm not a poker guy, but he like, well, yeah, no, so yeah, I'm not much of a poker guy. I'm just gonna say that right now, but he like throws in some cards, and he's about to win this, and then he throws in a joke, or he's like, I think I won if we're including jokers, and the moral of the damn story is that he's like, everyone's like, jokers aren't allowed here. So we know that maybe this guy was part of the friend group and he was just kicked out, when they were kids. Maybe he stole Penguin's bubbles. I don't know. And they just disowned him. But that's kind of the summary of Absolute Batman issue 1. And as I said, I'm very excited to see issue 3, issue 4, and issue 5. I'm loving this series so much, and I still have to read Absolute Superman, and I still have to read Absolute Wonder Woman, but I think I'm gonna wait, because issue 3 for Batman, Absolute Batman, comes out next week, and I'm gonna put all my focus into that right now, and that's gonna be really fun. But I'm gonna wrap things up. this was a really fun episode. I love talking about this comic. It's going to be really exciting to see where they take this and where they like go forward with it. Who other heroes we can see. Again, I'm excited to see Robin. I'm excited to see. I was thinking the other day. I'm excited. I hope they do a Cyborg. That would be really cool. Oh my God, if they did a Cyborg. Think about what Batman looks like. What would a cyborg look like? An absolute cyborg. Holy crap. Yeah, I mean, he'd be a tank. But yeah, no, I'm just excited to see where they bring this with this universe. And it's going to be really fun for all of the DC fans. So, but that'll wrap things up. Make sure you guys comment, you guys like, you guys follow down below. And comment if you guys would enjoy more comic book content. We have a lot of ideas for comic book content, and we love, our whole lives are comic books. We have no life besides a comic book. So please say yes, because this is a fun segment. But comment down below what else you would like to see, if there's any other comics that you guys want us to review. And you guys might get chosen. We'll review it. Who knows, But we also have an episode next Thursday for Absolute Superman. And that is going to be recorded by Brennan, because Brennan's the Superman guy. And he's very, very, very excited about Absolute Superman right now. He's also loving the Absolute series. We both are. So it's going to be really fun to see where they take things. Yeah, and thank you for watching, and I'll catch you guys next time.